Alrighty, and we're about ready to get going. Okay, first off, 5-8. Found two more, two more reactions. One I think was a IRL streamer. I don't remember who it was actually, but the other one I found out today, and I just actually reacted to the thing earlier today. And honestly, I started looking at the rest of their channel, and I really appreciated finding this one because I watched the assisted leveling reaction, and oh my boy, it was so funny. But yeah, before we even get started with playing Genshin, we gotta figure out where the fuck we are. So I was gonna watch it yesterday, but I couldn't find it yesterday. I spent like 2-3 hours looking for it. I couldn't find it yesterday. Like I went through all my streams and I was like, where is it? Where is it? It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. It's not this Genshin. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. I just couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, where is this stream? I went up and down everywhere looking for it, and I couldn't find it. So I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna continue drinking. And yeah, that's basically what happened. I couldn't find it, and then finally, right before I was about to be like, okay, well, I can't find it. I might as well just give up. So I was switched back and went to take another look again, and I finally found it. So yeah, I have the stream where we were playing last time. But before we continue anything, let's see, is this one it? Yeah, it'll work. So oh, you noticed the background. Pretty sure, but it also has a song with it. I can't play. I don't want to play it because no, this one we don't do that. We don't do that here. Okay, first, there we go. Okay, why the heck? Why are you trying to look for this one? There we go. All right, so we're gonna catch up on what I did last time. I don't remember when I fall asleep, but I do fall asleep. All right, let me switch over real quick, and then we can get back to Genshin. It's this one, surprisingly. So we got to catch up on what I was doing. I fell asleep in the last hour, so I don't know what goes on. Oh, oh, oh! I think that's when I fell asleep. Nope, that's when I fell asleep. Oh, nope, still asleep.
Anyone, your friend Linny already knows this.
Could have likely been in the sound of co-op.
Okay, we got to do this whole course stream part. So we got to find out, rediscover everything. By this time, I was really fucked up. Trying to read these fucking statements.
See. According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay. Okay.
Fuck. Really?
Okay, it looks like I'm just fucking around and trying to find out which ones fit with what.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. Okay.
Indeed.
Here we Okay. Here we go. 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 The next clues.
When the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's balanced the scales. Okay.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Nothing at all. Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
She makes a fair point.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell 'em. And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Wait. At this point, did we meet? Oh yeah, okay, we had the meeting.
Well,
Yeah, I forgot.
Your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
How you refuted Linny's alibi initially.
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Oh, a little bit of lag. Okay. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Enter and exits to the opera house. Please be smart. Irrelevant. Pretty sure I'm trying to read all these. This one.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
Wait, why can't we see her doppelganger?
Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Ooh, that's a fair point. The murderer was... Oh god, I gotta figure out the murder. If the correctness of the deduction, please logic chain. The guides in vacation reporting is that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited the okay, that's not important. If Lindy is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troop would have been unable to tamper with the... Lindy gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using the box inside of a box. The idea was the box contained the odds meant was to be changed. Okay, Then changed her outfit. Lynette and her assistant would take charge of no on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey and the lady who were missing were found in the tunnel. The reason for the remains unknown.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah, but why would he end up dead?
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I mean, that's definitely
have to be
how
somebody
you
that would-
go.
Yeah, you definitely say a third person, but I mean, it could be Halsey herself, but who knows? Wait, hold on. Nah, I don't need to see it. Alright, so what's going on here? What am I thinking? I'm thinking about everything in question, what could be involved. It'd have to be a third person, or it'd have to be Halsey herself. It can't be somebody from the trope, so it has to be... Come on.
Select clue.
Halsey is the missing person. The deceased's name is Cowell.
I think it would have to be Halsey.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member.
Really?
What?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Is he part of the plot?
Okay.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
Yeah, see, I would definitely blame the victim more than the person who died.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Alright,
No one entered or left the opera house through... The sound we heard may have come from a clap. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would...
Okay, come on. Oh. Stop looking at the menu, hurry up.
entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have won? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and... No one entered or left. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Okay.
The deceased's name is
Mysterious sound, the nobody exit, and the close.
Alright.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into. No one entered or left. It would have been tough for both people to.
Okay, pick out. Take a pick. Hurry up.
The sound we heard may have come. It would have been tough. Linny was not in the tunnel at that. No one entered or left.
The criminal must have understood the message behind Linny's magic trick and must have been in proper position to be easily modify the equipment, leaving aside how he died. Koala had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could have likely been the sound of Koala and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given enough time for Koala to bring Halsey out of the magic box and audience stand. But according to guard's testimony, no one entered and left the opera house, so even if he had taken it, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that it would have been discovered.
Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see
Halsey.
how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look,
Yeah, apparently, I have no idea what's going on.
Consider a different track. Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank? Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
You bitch.
It's balanced.
If
It's
the defense
balanced.
is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second.
Linny was not
Hold
in
it.
the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound
Oh,
we heard
please.
may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
They let me fucking try to build a case and just fuck it up entirely?
And then fix it anyway? Oh.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to...
These bastards.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
What the fuck am I doing?
Please, I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
Oh, back to drinking.
I request that we examine Cowbell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well.
Future me and
Oh,
past
he's
me
got
drinking together. Who
A little
knew?
bit of a smirk on his
Magic
face.
tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very talking about two completely different things.
Are we
Even
now?
so, I trust the traveler's judgment.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad
The
idea.
truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased,
Okay.
we haven't placed much attention on him.
Yeah, that is fair.
But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People
Good point,
really
Linny.
do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Fair statement.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards,
Oh yeah,
please step
Nouvellette.
into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
All right, Ezzy, my boy, give us the news.
We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Fluid.
Okay, that is
Okay.
not a lot of evidence, but it's
The
information.
notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
Okay, is that important?
The primordial sea.
Okay, he knows about it.
Related to the prophecy that we've been hearing about.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Drugs.
Drug pusher.
The
Drug
note
pusher.
has many entries concerning safe usage of
It's
these
always the
fluids,
addicts.
in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these
So it was planned for today.
exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
What?
She was gooified. She was gooified.
What?
Mind
They
blown.
just fuck her.
Boom.
They just fucking patched that bitch with a smoker stack and just dissolved her entirely. Is that what it's implying? Slapped a band-aid on her ass and she dissolved entirely into liquid. Is that what it's implying?
What's
This is
that
what it's
connection that I just made?
And they
What type of
calculated
statement
to
is
a
this?
chemical personalization?
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
That's the real magic.
This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become
Could
that,
be.
does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
I need more
Ooh, she has
information.
something.
What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
Okay, take
That's
a
pretty
very-
epic.
Very good charge.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
Unless you want to place the patch on yourself, we could give you a band-aid and you just die.
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Me.
Nouvelette giving the defendant a very good statement. Hell yeah.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
And Linny putting on the good man head.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly
What did I even mean by that?
Oh, he's put on a fact together on his own investigation.
Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it was disconnected at a weird point.
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Yeah, but what about the combustible rope?
The water from the primordial sea. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. The deceased's name is Cowell. Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
My controller's dying.
Now it seems like the hook... The rope that held the water tank... The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The rope that held the water tank up. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. I remember there was something... Lynette was in the magic box on stage.
So I think it's this one first. And I think it's...
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the deceased's name
this
is...
one next.
The rope that held the water tank...
I think it's that one next,
Lynette
and then
was in
this
the
one.
magic box. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before... Lynette was in the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box. Now it seems like the hook rope was not... The deceased's name is Cowell.
Okay.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit. Lynette was in the magic box. The rope that held the water tank... The water from the primordial sea should already have been... The rope that held the water tank up... The water from the primordial sea The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped.
Just make the connection. Hurry up.
Water from the... I remember there was something... Now it seems like the hook rope was... Hook rope was water tank. Now it seems like the... Lynette was in the magic... I remember there was something else. Now it seems...
Okay, what's gonna be said next?
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Okay, Paimon.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
They're balanced again.
Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Oh, now things are getting spicy.
Okay. And the attorney was not informed of this new allegations that are being put forth. We have no information about this.
I mean, we just learned about it.
Adjourned this with this new identified
I
information.
shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
The accomplice.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Okay, continue. Oh, am I passing out right now?
Sorry.
Oh, I had a hiccup. That's what it was.
I had a burp and hiccup. The hiccup happened, but the burp was what was I waiting on. This man is entirely biased. This is the entirely biased witness.
This is not even the witness. What are you talking about?
And we found an
Oh,
identical
that's not...
sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
All right. Linny. Wait, what?
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he
That is a great accusation.
and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem
I can hear these hiccups in the background and it sounds terrible.
and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
But how would he have been able to do it? I mean, during the whole trick, he couldn't have done it. Because he was there until the last 10 seconds. There wouldn't have been enough time to do like a fight or anything.
This is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Navia coming in for a save. Here we go. Alley-ooping it. Let's go.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
Linny.
Is she gonna bring back the witness? Is she gonna bring back the... Is she gonna bring back the whammon?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that
The
are
women?
beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion.
Is she about to bring about the whammon? Okay, here we go.
But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the
What is she
most
getting at?
marvelous finale to today's performance?
I mean, he's been dragged down. Is he about to put on a performance? Is he gonna bet against the hope that he can believe in the friends that he's made along the way?
Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
They're gonna bring her in?
But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
She's alley-ooping this.
I understand.
Oh, hold on.
And voila.
And she's here.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here
She's
because
alive.
This person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
So she was part of it, bitch. Oh, you can hear those hiccups.
What? Alright, let's continue. I don't want to interrupt the situation.
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
Decided to wait until now to reveal yourself. You bitch.
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
She changed her hairstyle, and now nobody recognized her because she changed her clothes.
I'm pretty sure she didn't change her hairstyle.
Underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
Wait, why?
What? Why?
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at. Why? Why would she do this?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Mondstadt? Okay, that's... Wait, why?
I heard that Linny's show
We're still in the
was
why.
a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
Okay, that's the freedom
fair.
of Mondstadt. Illegal as it is.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before.
She sounds very proud of herself.
You got a scam artist? Fair enough.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Wait, Linny?
Oh, this is the.
So you were the thief!
It was at the harbor. That woman was baking at the harbor. And stealing wallets and... Okay.
Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Okay, so why would she murder somebody for that?
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure.
Wait,
No.
why would
this-
Cal
no,
mention
no,
the
no, 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 no.
Fortress of Meripede?
There's something more to this.
Wait. Hey, stop fighting. The Fortress of Meripede. That would have to be Cal saying that to her. Did they know that they would select her? Or she just happened to be lucky? Or did Linny set it up so that she would be caught?
So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
This is bullshit. Immediately.
I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
That's too many coincidences locking in.
Well, that makes everything
This neighbor is guilty.
Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydro Icon's previous.
This neighbor is guilty.
We need to tell the entire
I got the rope right
story
here.
from Lily-Ann's perspective.
This story is entirely bullshit. I need to take a piss. Bring it back.
Oh, question break.
Really knocked Cal out.
Okay, we're not gonna watch all of this. Wait, how did I counter it?
The flower.
Okay, broken vase.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left.
Okay, what is this? Why does my chat keep disconnecting me?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay.
Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Ooh.
Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Ooh.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the puddle was effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
I mean, if there's any way to lock yourself in and just throw yourself in the trunk and just hide there and say nothing.
Okay, when do I pass out? Is it during this whole refutal part of the whole thing?
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
2 days?
2 days? What?
That's a fair point.
She had
Oh,
already
okay.
become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about...
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
So that's
Okay.
the whole story.
Not really. It's part of the story. Am I passing out? What's going on? Am I... Oh.
Now then,
wait,
Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Wait, am I winning? Am I losing? Hold on.
The fucking...
Please.
It's on your side. What are you talking about? What is this
Also,
dumbass?
if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Ooh.
Lockdown.
Oh, I did it again.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
She's calling, hey, fake shit.
No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
I mean, she legally lost in highly anticipated political situation with facts and logic.
What the fuck is...
There are no objections.
What the fuck am I saying?
Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual
We got the
perpetrator of
truth.
serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications
Okay.
to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Okay,
Cover up
fair.
any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water.
But who's making these
using
drugs?
the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid.
Is this man building like a fan fiction? None of this was
What is he
actual
talking
fact or like construed into the honest situation. This man is like building a fanfic. This man that is
In a
being
way-
condemned in the laws of Fontaine. This man is an entire fiction. This man is building it like a fanfic around some person who's violating the laws. between both these countries, and this is fucked up.
Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the mat.
What did my brain go to? How fucked up was I? Well, I don't remember the last time I played Genshin Impact. I don't remember getting this far into the game. What the fuck was I talking about? What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm like creating my own conspiracies. The only thing we do know for fact is that Cal set up an entire situation in order to turn this woman into water. And for whatever reason, I made the judge into a fanfic artist. What the fuck?
When bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise.
Is this general fact?
Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel.
That's a can thrown away?
Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed.
Okay, you can hear another can of alcohol being opened.
Was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
You know, most thieves don't know how to defend themselves, so she's got to be very capable to be able to just knock him out and just, okay, hide.
As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
I mean, management is could be good, could get complicated.
From this reconstruction.
What the fuck was that statement? That was like such a non-statement. What the fuck?
We can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Innocent.
Huh?
Okay, why am I confused?
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least,
I lost the plot by this time.
Oratrice to make the final decision.
Oratrice mécanique d'analyse coronale. Alright, that's a very epic statement.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Did I just smack the fucking microphone? What the fuck?
Thank you so much.
What is up with this guy?
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Huh? Oh, the extra drugs.
How did
Okay.
you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Ooh, extra. What is that hole?
That is a very good point.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that
Oh, turned it on
not
him.
a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Oh! Okay, what am I doing?
I'm sure you know what you must
That
do
man,
to
that neighbor is guilty. I got that rope right here.
Quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Wait, what's Coupon?
Coupon Town.
Is that an actual name?
Okay, I made the same.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Oh, if she says Farina, if this man says Farina, this hodgepodge of politics
She's
is gonna
cooked.
be an entire tornado of situations.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Exhilaration?
So drugs.
What?
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
What?
And now he can no longer.
Somebody had to do that to him. I think I just passed out. Because then it's this for like another hour. My controller dies. Yeah, hold on. Okay,
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act.
okay, I passed out. I woke up. I was like, continue.
All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn is dissolved. Okay.
So,
What happens next?
we're just going back now? That's true, but
The problem seems solved for now.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Okay. Continue.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
You're innocent. Why wouldn't I think you're not?
Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot he's a member of the Fatui. That did tick me off when I learned. That did tick me off a little bit because I was upset when I found out he was Fatui. Lay.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time.
You're Fatui.
As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
I hit the mic. Okay, fair enough.
Might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
I sound like I'm fucking dying. What the heck? Oh, nope. Am I gonna make a statement? What's going on now? Did I pass out again? I might have passed out again. I think I passed out again.
Come from for a time.
Oh.
To my surprise, we proved to be pretty.
Okay, what did I do here?
the knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive,
I'm pretty sure I have no idea this is happening.
surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there.
Alrighty,
To my
alrighty.
surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. Before long, to my surprise,
Okay, drunk me
we proved
double
to
check.
be pretty popular.
Oh, what?
And we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered
I'm
that
fucking
Rob,
swirling in my chair. What the
foster children,
fuck?
he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
I'm like writhing in my chair, trying to keep track of what's going on. Okay, continue.
Too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Okay, fair.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
What does he mean by that?
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no.
Oh,
So he was gonna...
he's gonna sell off his sister.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the
Villains.
location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
Wait,
So,
what?
She'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Okay. Continue.
Father,
Press X, you drunk motherfucker.
the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Press X. Press X, you motherfucker. Did I pass out again? What's going on? Nope.
The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick
Okay.
to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Okay, why would they want to save Fontaine? Is it because they haven't found the Gnosis yet? Okay, this knave, whoever they are, is different a little bit, but different from the rest of the Fatui. Especially, oh, shit, didn't mean to hit the mic. Especially somebody like the Harbinger. I'm not reading that name. Nope. What the fuck? Who just signed in the Genshin with a name like that? What the fuck? Okay. I think I passed out again. Okay, why? The Tsaritsa. Okay, what happened then? Okay, something here. Okay. And yeah, that's where my conversation ended. Alright, so that's where I just kind of passed out now. Like, I'm fully out. Like, after this, I wake up and I'm just like, end stream. Okay, so that's where we're at now. Talk with the about the Tsaritsa and how the Knave got permission for doing this shit. Okay, we don't need that anymore. We got another bot in chat. All right, let's get the actual game. I haven't logged in yet. It's just been sitting on the login screen. God, how long ago was that whole thing? Hold on. I want to check what date that was. And then we'll get straight back into the game. Oh. Nope. Give me a second. There we go. Get rid of that. Nope. Wait, hold on. I hate when it does this. Okay, you might hear noises. I don't hear noises, but you might hear noises. Okay, content. What is today's date? April the 24th. That stream was on March 27th. That's a whole month away. 30 days and I haven't touched Genshin. All right, let's get back into it, I guess. We're gonna go right in.
So, we're just going back now?
We can continue the conversation with Lyney. We're gonna see how this ends up. Just give it a few seconds. I haven't changed channels yet. We're not needed here anymore.
True, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
So we actually get to finish this conversation now.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
You know, he had to be very observant to be able to, like, pull that off from a street performer. Because usually the street performers are pretty good at, like, pulling off tricks and stuff like that. So he had to be very observant and had to watch every, like, he had to sit there and study, like, everything. Just to figure out what he was doing. Like, street magic is kind of different from, like performative magic, but it's also very, like, not, based on the same, deception that you would, that would come from, like, performative magic.
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there.
Unless you're Mind Freak.
To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
And you know that Lynette didn't really care about being being a street rat with him with her brother. She just wanted to stay next to her brother. That's pretty much all she cared about at the time.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Yeah, this is probably the most darkest part of it.
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
So, what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in...
You know, he's still... well, we're still pissed off that he's the fucking Fatui, so of course he's like, what happened after that? We're just listening and like getting the facts.
All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The knave is after the Genosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Okay, see, that most of that is what we were caught up on, but why does she want to save Fontaine?
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
The whole house? Okay. Interesting.
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
Which means all the people in Fontaine can just be subjected to this drug if it was poured in the general water. Like, if it was just poured in the ocean and that water just spread everywhere, it would just dissolve all the people of Fontaine. Okay, so why are they trying to save it? I mean, yes, you're basically destroying a nation, but at the same time, it's like, so far with everything that the Fatui have been doing, this kind of, it doesn't align with what they're doing so far, but it is on like the same headline of what they're trying to do. I mean, last time they took out freaking they took Nahida's Genosis to try and make another god out of the Harbinger. So what is their plan with Fontaine then?
Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. and we will always defend our homeland.
Okay, never mind. We have nationalists. Okay. That is fair. That is a very, if they love the homeland, they're gonna defend it as much as they can. In any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what part of the team they are on. So they're looking for a way to... Well, since they were able to get the Harbinger to have another Geonosis, maybe they're trying to have somebody take over the Geonosis for Fontaine. So that way they can save the people of Fontaine. That would be my kind of guiding line for what they're trying to do.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds
For the
like
motherland.
distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
But I still can't completely trust you.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
Ah, Lenny, I wish I could believe you. I mean, he's been doing a little bit of right things and trying to help the Traveler in some way, shape, and form. And has been, it has been hit and miss sometimes, but... I mean, I'm giving him the benefit of some doubt. Not all the doubt, some doubt. That generally he's doing what he thinks is right. But on the side of Fatui, I don't think he's doing everything right. And then you have somebody like Child.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
I understand.
Bye, Linny!
Lunar Reunion. Oh, this is the... Because I haven't logged in like forever. I haven't logged in like a month. Oh my god. Okay, let's check our battle pace. We got the mail. Lame. I don't think I have enough for like a pool or anything so far. Okay, let's check. How much do we have? I have 1. Well, I have enough for 2, so I guess that's fair. Oh. Okay, we have enough for 6. How long do you think my vegetables have been cooking for? I haven't touched my vegetables or anything since like last month. They've been cooking, I swear. Alright, we leave the opera house. Oh, we got another cutscene. Hold on.
Hey there.
Navia.
What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so too?
Well,
What's wrong, my dear partner?
I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances cases.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
No, because their guard was dissolved into nothing. So there's evidence about the drug situation, but there's no evidence about who's leading the actions of the guards.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Okay, that's kind of a little bit wholesome.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me.
Yeah, revigoration for whatever she was looking for. Is honestly not a bad situation.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
I mean, you can tell how excited she is about this.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
The macarons.
Well, I just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Let's go have a meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Saying it like that is, well, it's a little bit sad, but it's not that sad. But it is kind of sad, but it is also not that sad. Okay, let's see. I guess we just continue with the storyline. I mean, pretty much all I have to do was just continue with the storyline and for Fontaine, and then like just take whatever time I have left to like explore randomly. I think I'm gonna try and play Genshin a little bit more, but I don't know how much more. Because right now I haven't explored the entirety of Sumeru and the desert area and stuff like that. Simply because I don't play Genshin that often. So I've just been power through most of the story mode to try and get to the like. Well, I'll try to get to the next patch, I guess. But at the same time, it's like I want more story. Yeah, we did our daily commissions for the day. Oh. Nope, that's not it. Ooh. When is the next time I play Genshin Impact? Who knows? I think we're doing pull for Venti. It's like a finally. What do you mean? You you signed into the Genshin to just put in some text for Genshin chat. What the heck? But I don't know. It just depends. The only reason I play Genshin is just for mainly like the story missions, the character missions, because that's where I get the real content. Like everything else is kind of just whatever. But yeah, I like the story and I like the character missions. Those are the only things I really care about when it comes to Genshin, because it does have really good character missions and story missions. Now, well, ever since Sumeru, it's gotten even better, but. The character missions in Leeway. I wake up in Genshin. Alright. But yeah, the character missions and story missions in Genshin is where, like, it lies for me. And everything else, I don't really care about. When it comes to something like, let's say ZZZ. The gameplay is more entertaining, but it also has a decent story. It isn't that. Like the story missions in Genshin are pretty big, but only recently has ZZZ actually taken off and made good story missions. Oblivion Remaster got you? I don't know why you would get the remake.
Welcome to the Navia line. This journey will be returning to the Court of Fontaine. I am Elfan, your tour guide for this trip. But I hope you won't mind if my commentary fails to do justice to the majestic views before your eyes.
Okay, Elfane,
Anyway,
what do you have to say?
The destination of this tour is the capital city of this nation, the Court of Fontaine. Even the critic who once compared the city to a cage of stone and steel could not deny its aesthetic appeal.
Alright, well, she didn't give me an opinion, but okay, I appreciate it.
To the right of the Aquabus, suspended in midair, is Fontaine's renowned research institute. I hear the employees there do crazy overtime regardless of rank or distinction. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the incident.
Thank you, Elfane. Yeah, I don't know why. I have no reason for trying to want to buy the Oblivion remake, because if I could buy Oblivion, I would just play Oblivion.
Excellent. We've reached the terminal station. Please prepare to disembark.
Have you not seen the remastered?
But there are just so many attractions in the Court
Honestly,
of
I don't want to
Fontaine.
play the remastered version. I just want to play the original.
Sightseeing as soon as possible, so you
Just 'cause-
encounter as many of these treasures
I
as
mean,
you can.
Oblivion has been
As
out
for
for
me,
years.
I might use this opportunity for a rest. Maybe I'll go
I'm pretty
to
sure
our
somebody
ways
has a
for
better
cup of
mod that'll
coffee.
make it look even better and like work even better. Maybe fix even a couple of weird glitches and stuff like that. But I think with the idea when it comes to Oblivion, I think it would be entirely better with the glitches. Oh. Wait, this is the capital city, right? The Court of Fontaine? Hold on. Oh, yep. Here we go. I don't think it's worth it. Why did I switch? I think Oblivion by itself is just a masterpiece because of the glitches and the random moments and stuff like that. Just make it just entirely enjoyable. I don't know why it was put in the idea that it needed a remake. Wait, I think I went too far. This is the bottom near the harbor, right? Yep, shit. Clementine line. I don't think it needs a remake. I mean, it's great that it does have a remake, and it could probably make it entirely better. But honestly, the game itself doesn't need a remake, because the game is fucking gold, and everybody knows it.
Welcome to the Court of Fontaine. Please watch your
Oh wait, no. We went too far. It is main hall. No, there's an entirely different elevator that goes to the station that goes from the harbor. Yeah, I definitely don't think Oblivion needed it, but it does have it, and I don't think it's worth another $50. Because if you can buy the game for like $15 and experience the same situation, I think it's entirely not worth the $50 remake. Where is the exit? Here we go. We go up this way.
Design is quite ingenious.
No, wait. Am I confused? Hold on. What's going on? See, Fontaine confuses me because I've only been here for like a day. Oh, here we go. Now we're in the main court, the main hall. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Oblivion needed a remake. I mean, it's good that it's got one, but you have to pay a full $50 for the remake? Are you kidding me? No, just play the fucking Oblivion. Just play the old Oblivion. It was like $10. I'm half sure. Then you get the same amount of entertainment. Because from a couple of shorts that I've seen, they've basically fixed nothing about it. They just basically put a new skin on it and just re-released it. The Bethesda way. And I've only seen a couple of shorts about it. Bethesda fixed nothing about the remake. They just put a new skin on it and said, hey, you want to play with the same graphics that Skyrim has on Oblivion? Yeah, we did that. With the real engine. And just made it Oblivion 2. And the people who buy the remake, I think, are fucking idiots. Because it's the same game. I mean, unless they like change some certain situations, I don't think of that. I'll probably do some research on the remake to make sure it's not that different. But we'll see. I need to see people stream it and like see people do things. I'm pretty sure it's not that different. Came here 7 times with my father when I was little. I stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your tastes.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
So that was a glitch voice line.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Not immediately. It would still take a lot of investigation because the key witness to the syndicate that's controlling the disappearances just got melted in our face. I mean, we just learned about this whole drug that melts people, but well, the primordial sea, but the syndicate that just got uncovered melted the key witness to the whole syndicate. We never got a name. We never got the name of the syndicate or what they were planning entirely.
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
Why are... I don't remember what the prophecy was, but why are they dissolving young women?
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough.
She makes a point.
Is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Okay, the Spina di Rosula seems like a very fair organization.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydra Archon about some information.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
So, you have your opinion on which is the bitter old drunk that no one listens to? Wait, what do you mean?
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Like past drunk me or like present drunk me? I have no idea what that man was talking about. He was making straight lines to some bullshit, and I have no idea what that man was talking about.
I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
I mean, we kind of basically embarrassed her in front of the public opinion, so I'm pretty sure she's not too keen on seeing us privately for information.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Unless she, like, explodes and just, like, absolutely inserts herself and just, like, says, like, complains entirely. Which could be very...
Would you consider
evident.
some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Are you breaking the law?
That's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
No, you just get a couple pets. You just get a couple pets. Pretty boy. Pretty boy. You're gonna sit in front of the TV now, huh? Magoo. 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 You want to be picked up? Somebody wants attention. I'm a goo. You want all the bitch. There's a cat, there's a cat, there's my good cat. Bagoo. 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 Hey. Hey, pretty cat. Hey, cute cat.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
I mean, if she's the Archon and people love her, she's definitely going to be taking charge of whether the performance starts and finishes.
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
Okay, so home invasion. That's pretty radical.
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
Like get arrested?
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Fair point.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break.
Okay, I actually need to take a piss. I'll be right back. Alright, so what does she mean by cut the line on the break? What does she mean by that?
You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
Ooh, and kind of bring her attention on us by pointing out the fact that she was humiliated. She was shamed at the court hearing. All right, that's a dirty tactic.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
My drink also tasted that way.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
Wait, what? Does she just straight up own this
If we're
restaurant?
all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Wait, what was she? What if she was testing us? What if she gave us the primordial sea and see what it would have done to us? And she wanted to know whether or not we were part of Fontaine or not. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking, you know.
That would be so... normal. You know, like you.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
I'm looking at those thigh highs, and you see the. I'm looking at the plump from the thighs. Beautiful. Anyway. Okay, where is the Adventurers Guild in this area? Okay, that's not where that is at. No, continue running. That looks like an Adventurers Guild area. We have the... Ooh, hey, hold on. What do you sell here? Nightwind Horn. Buy it. Catherine, how are you?
Sosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Why does Catherine look so stressed out? This adventurer didn't pass the review either. I wonder what's wrong. Did someone not pass the guild review? Ah, I'm afraid this isn't really a guild affair, but a commission from the Fontaine Research Institute. I'm sure you've heard that the full name of the Fontaine Research Institute is Fontaine Research Institute of Kinetic Energy Engineering. Before the explosion, it was the technological center of the entire court of Fontaine. I think I heard of it before. I don't remember. Someone named Edwin made a mistake. There was an explosion at the Fontaine Research Institute, right? A commission from a place that blew up once. It sounds dangerous. That is true. According to the Fontaine Research Institute, the commission is rather difficult, and not just for anyone. So those who want to give it a try must go to the specified location to undergo a series of qualification reviews and must prepare their own documents and certifications. Is an arrest warrant a document? I think it counts as identification, but may not be something you want to submit. Anyway, they have a list of documents that you must bring. The list includes your current and previous adventure handbooks, your commissions from the last 80 days, and more. Some of them even require stamps from the Meissen Gestion. That's not all. Even if the adventurers have all the documents and proofs ready and arrive at the specified location to be reviewed, they will not be able to accept the commission if they fail just one item of the qualification review. If the adventurer is not willing to accept other work arrangement, then they will be rejected. That sounds very, really strict. Yes, a lot of them were excited, only to return angry. This commission has become so infamous that no one wants to be reviewed anymore. That sounds challenging. You want to be reviewed? That would be a huge help. Don't get too excited. Thank you for lending the guild your aid. Please wait here while I gather all the required documents ready for you. Do you have a pen? Oh, don't worry. I'll go get a few bottles of ink. A few bottles? Is one not enough?
I can't say, but don't worry, I'm familiar with these documents, so just follow my instructions. First, 1 proof of your adventure qualifications, 1 30-day travel history, 1 registration of past and future current adventure handbook serial numbers. Now for your commission history, income statement, commission values, commission statistics, average positive ratings. For your resume, fill in the habitual residence, contact address, contact information, emergency contact, your current name, names you've used in the past, and some pseudonyms and aliases that you use when you want to conceal your identity. Now you have to sign the good faith commitment, a notice of liability, a notice of obligation, a notice of exemption, information released for legal purposes, and...
My writing hand is tired from just listening to the list of documents.
Wow, that's a lot of documents.
With Catherine's help, you start filling out the forms, alternating between hesitance and doubt. You use up a bottle after bottle of ink, but the sack of forms also gradually sinks. As you finish the last form, both Catherine and you breathe a sigh of relief.
Finally, this commission's complete then.
It hasn't even started.
Paimon, didn't think this commission would be so troublesome. Well, if we don't go to the review, then we've wasted our time. Well then, let's leave the commission to you. I haven't even passed the qualifications review yet. You'll be fine, I believe. As the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild, I know what you're capable of. If Fontaine Research Institute rejects you, then there's no one else in Fontaine who can take this commission. I'll mark the location on the map. Go there and find someone named Desnos, who's stationed there and will guide you. Thank you again. You've done the guild a huge favor. If possible, I'd prefer to not have to stamp a single adventure qualification more. The way this is going, I'm going to wear the stamp out. All right.
Thank you for completing today. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Ad Astra.
Are you also a clockwork puppet, Catherine?
Ooh, wait, has the Fontaine Research Institute made the puppets?
Ad Astra.
They've never brought in the idea of where they created them. Okay, go to the Fontaine Plaza in front of the Opera House. Should I take the chance to look at the Fontaine Institute of Research? No, I didn't want to start that. No. Okay. Okay, as light rain falls without reason, like the faint moonlight of yesteryear. Go back to the Fountain of Fontaine. Front of the Opera House. I feel like that side quest for like the research institute is also very important, but we're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist for now.
Let's keep looking. I'll help you find them.
Feel free to check the Aqua Bus map and schedule for details.
Oh, nope. Nope. I jumped. I forget squares interact. Fuckery's sake. Alright, we take the Navia line over to the Court of Fontaine. I am half sure it is the Navia line. Yeah, Navia line. Wait. Yeah. Elfade. So, you're... I'd like to ask about... Is there anything else about Melusines? We assume that humans one way. Each of us have a different personality. Some of us like chatting, some don't. So... when does the...
Hello, passengers. I am your tour guide for this trip, Alfan. We are now heading to Erinias. Many people are tried there and sent to the fortress of Meripede. But passengers needn't worry. Life in the fortress of Meripede may be a good thing for certain groups of people.
Yes, criminals. Okay, thank you, Elfane, for the little tidbits of info. She gonna mention the
construction of Clockwork Mecha has no restrictions outside of patent law. Other than the Fontaine Research Institute, many private workshops are engaged in researching and building all kinds of Clockwork Mecha. Some people will modify existing models, and other criminals will use Clockwork Mecha for theft, robbery, surveillance, and illegal exploration, among other activities. If you encounter such a situation, please report it to the nearest Mare Chaussee personnel immediately.
Okay, thank you, Elfane. I kind of like her. She just runs the bus and she just reports information. Whatever she happens to hear, she's like, oh yeah, this is happening today.
We're now arriving at Marcotte Station, where this journey ends. Any passengers interested in taking a commemorative photo of their Aquabus journey are advised to do so at the Court of Fontaine Station on the Clementine line. This is because the atmosphere there is much livelier. Plus, my diligent colleague Aval keeps her boat in a much cleaner, photo-ready condition. And also, my Melusine hands struggle with holding cameras.
You know what? Well. Okay, we got the, what is she said, the Marcotte station? Okay, let's grab that new, Fontaine Mega Statue. What the heck are you? I just walked into a jellyfish. What the? There's a weeping willow of the lake? What the heck is that? Dirge of Copella and an nemesis of Copellalis. All right, we got another hour and however long. I actually have food waiting in the microwave that I really want to eat. So, yesterday when I couldn't find the stream, I was just scrumming. I was surveying the videos of Twitch and YouTube, trying to find the right fucking VOD that I was looking for. And trying to actually find this VOD specifically for when we started the stream. And for fuck's sake, I don't know why, but it took me hours. I was watching videos in between, and I was like, fucking, where is this video? I couldn't find it. Even with the YouTube, I upload a lot of my VODs just up to YouTube. I've been doing it every other day, but now I'm kind of doing it like daily. As often as I try to, as often as I stream is what I'm kind of setting it back toward to. Because I stream 5 days out of the week. And I think when I kind of fell behind, when I got really busy with work and stuff like that, I really fell out of the loop when it came to daily uploads. So we're going back to daily uploads on April 20th, and every day there'll be an upload of VODs that happened a month ago. But anyway, I'm trying to, I ended up missing this stream for so long that I couldn't remember where it was at. So I finally found it, and I was like, hey, hell yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneus might have been the last one.
Vache.
The voice again.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Why is the fountain talking to us? Why do you want to lay there? What are you doing? Magoo. It is clearer than it was during the day. Magoo.
That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Vache?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions.
Huh? Hang on. Hyman can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
It's the Enochianoid.
Vache?
Where's this?
Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once.
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who has lost their form.
You lost your
I
form.
do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Could you be one of the girls who were dissolved?
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril.
Wait, was this somebody from the Adventurers Guild? From Fontaine?
No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
So, you need me to find him?
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Vache was a witness to the fact that you dissolved.
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body is dissolved...
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Right. I wonder how much time has passed in reality.
I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Wait, what? What's going on? Wait, why are the Clockwork fighting against everybody?
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Clorand?
sick with it. Oh god. So wait, what are the clockwork mechas?
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
And honestly, why were the clockwork mechas targeting the traveler?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Fair statement.
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
So they have a long history with each other.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sam, what's the problem? Do you want attention too? Mama, mama, mama. Mama, 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 mama. Mama, mama, mama. Do you want attention, Sam? Who's the fuzzy boy? Who's the fuzzy cat? It is Sammy the cat. Is it not Sammy the cat? Who's all fuzzy? Fuzzy boy, Sammy the cat. Sammy Sam. Sammy Sam. Chim Cham Shablam. Sammy the Kid. Sammy the Kid. Sammy the Kid. Sammy the Kid.
Sorry, I did not consider
Didn't
your
mean to beat the mic.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful.
What if they're taking revenge on the Knave? What if this is how this started? Once that noble was destroyed, they're taking revenge on the Knave.
Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Performance?
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
Maison Gardiennage?
None of
Okay.
these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law.
So this illegal clockwork mecha is being produced in the same faction as the military police. So people are making like a pseudo army while trying to put them off as authority.
Okay.
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
Okay, I kind of like this relationship that they have, Clorind and Navia, because she's saying she's still keeping her creed of being a part of the Hydra Archon and being part of the basic main army, but also telling Navia, who is basically kind of rebelled against the noble family of whatever family that she's trying to fight against, and says, do not act rashly, as just a word of
I
advice.
will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish.
Yami-chan, what are you doing?
Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
There is a cat on my lap, and he doesn't want to move. He's a very fuzzy cat. He's very fuzzy.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Okay, Clorind has earned some amount of respect from me.
Right. I
Why are you
suppose that's
spanking
the
me with
best
the
news
tail?
we've gotten today.
Sammy, what are you doing? Jim Jam Shablam. Jimmy Jam Shablam, what are you doing? Cat. What is this cat doing? Yummy Jam. Sammy Samuel. What are you doing, Sammy? Sammy the cat. Alright, next alcohol. Here we go.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, I just... She's...
You know she doesn't take it as hard as she's kind of like putting on. She accused her of the stocking hole situation, but she knows she did it for good reason, and she's like, oh, but she's she's trying to make an excuse to why she shouldn't. It's like a weird situation. She understands why she did it and understands why she's doing what she was doing, understands everything about it, and she's just basically saying, but she is basically what the statement is. What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for!
Yeah, we just laid in the fountain. Weird situation that happened.
Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
The Spinarozola.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorind who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Magoo. I can't see Magoo. Magoo the cat. Alright, Sam. I'm gonna put you on the floor. Magoo. I can't see the dialogue options because you're standing in the way. Magoo the cat. You're sitting in front of the dialogue options. All entirely on the right side of the fucking thing.
So you're a fighter now, Paimon.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
What positive words from Navia?
As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
As she spent her entire budget on this one fucking meal.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
You know, I'm getting pretty attached to these attendants of Navia.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
Because, you know, they do it out of love for Navia. And whatever she tries to aim to be.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh?
Huh? Really?
Uh.
Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
I will not escape the Paimon allegations.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
Really? Oh. Because it was salty tasting, they were trying to give Navia the primordial water of the sea.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
So they were trying to... Yeah, they were trying to... That was an assassin move from the hotel of, what is it? The Booze? I don't remember what it's called. Wait, do you mean that...
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
So the hotel would have been in charge of that whole
Yes.
situation.
So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh? Really?
Fortunately, Paimon and neither of us are from Fontaine.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
That is a fair statement. And they probably hoped that we were for Fontaine. Or at least they wanted Navia out of the picture.
Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again.
Vache.
Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
The ability to hear voices like that has to do with the ability to hear voices like that had to do with one's sensitivity to the hydro element.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Which means we can find the culprit the more primordial water we can consume.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
A person named Vache was a witness when she was dissolved.
Oh, that is important.
You tell everyone about what happened while you were
Vache.
connected to the...
That name doesn't
Oceanoid.
ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene.
Alright, I need to take another piss. I'll be right back. Be right back. Okay. Let's get back into it.
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
By we, you mean us too, right?
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
You know, she's so excited about that too.
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us would cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But
okay, the
we'll
cats
take
are running
that one
around
step
now.
at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Go to the Spina di Rosola stronghold. Where is that? Oh, it's in the Court of Fontaine. Okay. Fair enough. Is it dailies again? Oh my god, it's dailies again. Yeah, the cats are running around. That has nothing to what I'm doing right now, but I did get Primo Gems out of that, so we win. I mean, I'm still in the Court of Fontaine. I'm not anywhere near the Natland stuff. Well, let's just continue with the story for now. I can't think of what to do next, honestly, because like after this whole situation, we go to the Fontaine Research Institute and we just do that side quest. And then other than that, just exploring Fontaine. Which I don't have too much leadway to do so for now, because I mean, I kind of want to get to the Natlan stuff, but also I feel like Natlan has a lot to offer that I'm not just willing to explore yet. Quite yet. But I think it's because of the whole pace of the whole situation that I take with Genshin. My problem is that Genshin has a lot of stuff to offer ever since Sumeru. Because I feel like forgetting the name. I'm forgetting the name. Ever since what is the name? I gotta look at it in order to pronounce it correctly. I talk about it pretty often. Yeah, ever since Lin Wei, when I started doing the character missions and stuff like that, over to Inazuma, where the character missions and the story missions kind of like coalesce against each other, into Sumeru, where this entire whole region taught me that there's story everywhere. Side stories, little mini stories, little character stories that happen and stuff like that. And I never had the time to explore this whole desert area, which is one of the things I was looking forward to. But I just didn't do it because, well, I don't play Genshin that often. And now that we finally got to Fontaine, we have even more shit that I want to look at and go explore, and little story missions that are popping up in my fucking side quest situation. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment to be able to stream Genshin, I guess you could say. There's so much story stuff and situations that are going on. And I do want to get to the Natlan stuff that is happening recently.
The Aquabus will be departing now. Passengers, please take your seats. If you have any large items,
Because I feel like a lot of the details in
these
the
can be placed on top
side
of
stories
vacant
and
seats.
side quests and stuff
Don't
like
worry about
that.
taking up space. This boat has never been filled to capacity
And I
yet.
think for the
Once the barge for Opera Epicles employees broke down, and many of them took the Aquabus home from work. That was the most passengers we've ever had, and even then there were still plenty of empty seats left over.
Really? That many empty seats. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of story missions and side missions and character missions and little missions like that add to the story.
Looking left from your current position, you have possibly the very best view of the Opera Epicles in all of Fontaine. Such beauty and magnificence. Monsieur Nuvila truly chose to spend our Mora wisely.
And I feel like Genshin is a lot of that story stuff situations. Like they allow the developers to put in little stories, self stories, character stories, and their own little.
Back in the stately court of Fontaine. Please bring your personal belongings with you when exiting the craft.
Like their own personal stories or stuff like that.
For a shopping spree, Burton's House of Curiosities and Damovil's Purveyor are both excellent options, with a wide variety of Fontaine's specialty goods available. But if you're low and more like me, you might find shops looking for helpers at the Vasari Passage.
Oh, that's sad.
Some pay by the day, and their wages are very fair, so you'll have a steady income in no time.
So yeah, I feel like they allowed a lot of the people who had little story missions or any story missions or anything else at all to put in their input of what they wanted to put in, and kind of just made an expansive world of situations. Some of them hit hard. They realized that they should do that more often. Because I definitely would not have cared about Tepe in Inazuma
until after the story in Inazuma. Then Teppei became one of those people that I think about every once in a while. Where is this stronghold now? Okay. It's either on the bottom floor or the top floor. Oh. No, it's right there. Panda. Glabrous beams, okay. All right. Here we go.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
See, this is the one thing that I was kind of curious about. I heard about it from Simalanka, but I don't know how far it goes in terms of operation, financial operation, and so far it's questioned my legitimacy and how well off or better off she is. So I'm about to get an insight on where Navia is. As far as I know, she's a very rich girl who has been doing deeds behind the hands of the nobles and rich people. And as far as I can tell, she has done something for now to expose the illegitimacy of people, and has been working on the people side in order to make her, well, not make a name, but more that she's been working to make sure that things are set up. Oh. I do understand she's on the people side, but also I don't know how much she's been fronting up. And I do understand that she's been doing this on her own. I just want to understand how far this has gone, what she's working on. That is a sick photo. A little sun's good for your health. And you are... I'm a doctor, the legitimate kind. I got the relevant certification, a graduation cert from the Academia to boot.
Why are you practicing medicine here?
I used to be very poor. I had no money to support my studies and travel overseas. It was the Spina di Rosola that sponsored me. Of course, they did so on the condition that I consider returning here to work as a doctor after finishing my studies. I'd be salaried as a standard, of course, with the Spina being my employer. I thought it was a good deal, and I understood what they wanted out of it, so I only asked for the most basic fees when I practice here.
You're needed here.
No, sunshine is needed here. But the people in Fleuve-Centre have already gotten used to such lifestyle. We don't go up there unless it's absolutely necessary. Enough about that. Same goes for you. Stay in the sunlight more often and eat more vegetables and fruits. It's good for your health. Huh. Okay. Oh, wrong area. This way and this way. Got a problem. I can fix it for you.
Can you solve any problem?
Theoretically, I do not believe there is any problem that can only be solved by force. When we of the Spina di Rosa act, I'm certain that we'll be able to resolve your issue with minimal harm. From things as small as living supplies and household affairs, to matters as large as factional disputes and savings, the Spina will do all it can for you.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thank you.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
What?
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand.
Oh, it's taken her years to try and deal with this. Okay, what is she gonna say?
My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that.
That could just be a man thing. If you really think about it, that just could be a man thing. He requested a duel in order to prove himself in court. If he really wanted to prove himself, he would bet everything on it, and that would just be a man thing. Whether he lived or he died, that was the one thing he probably was betting on. That could be a man thing, but it's not entirely related to it. But we'll see.
How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
What would he gain from killing the person? Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records.
Okay. My brain is making connections. Here is my current theory. Vache is Navia's father. That's new for you? Vache is Navia's father. And the Oceanoid that we met when she was dissolved is her mother. And my theory is that she's trying to solve her parents' murder, basically. That is my theory. Because I feel like Genshin will pull that shit. They're gonna torture you both ways. I feel like this is where it starts, where they uncover the drug situation about the primordial water, and the father found out and tried to expose everybody, and the mother was dissolved by Vache for whatever reason. Maybe a brother, maybe a family member, who knows. Somebody is Vache. I said it was the father, but it could be somebody else. Somebody quite related to the family. Anyway, let's continue.
However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
Okay,
And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
For the sake of your family. You know, we're quite alike in this regard.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
See, the thing is I do feel like Silver and Malus are very dedicated to Navia. And we heard little tidbits of it afterwards. But, it doesn't explain the entire loyalty situation. Maybe that's explained later. Maybe I'm just over jumping. I haven't heard the full story yet.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful.
That's fucked.
Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
So then why did Navia
flaunting herself out. Okay. Oh.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
My chat keeps disconnecting, and I have no idea why. I'm looking on the app, and I'm trying to keep up, trying to keep it kind of up to date, but every once in a while it just says, disconnected.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
I mean, it's put on as a performance. The court system is put on as a performance. So, basically, if you can win over the people and basically throw shit at one person in the court system, you're basically allowing judicial abuse. You're slandering the person in full name and evidence, apparently. It disconnected it again.
Wait, how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh. So now this needs to explain the relationship between Miss Clorand and Navia. How close is Clorand to Navia? Your theory. Yeah. Yeah, that fucked up my theory. Okay,
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
no wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either.
Honestly, respectable. I do respect that emphasis on the duel. My chat disconnected again. Why is this happening? But yeah, if she didn't... Basically what she's saying is like, if you want to continue, you can continue as far as you want to go. So, that's respectable. You're going to make a theory without hearing the full story? Yes, because I only have basic information. And now Clorand is in the matter, and now I'm like... This is information I have no idea about. I'm making facts out of whatever information I receive and making theories out of that. I get the facts, I put the theories together, I'm making a case. But yeah, Clorand not willing to stop. I mean, you could see how she involved herself in the fight that she was not entirely had any connections with, and she just put herself forward while the traveler was like in a coma, basically saved Navia in some certain way, and she adhered to the rules of the Fontaine magistrate.
is I think the word I'm going for. I don't know. I could just be throwing words through the wall. Anyway, let's continue.
She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
Live or die. And she probably wanted to stop it multiple times. However, Callus probably never allowed her once.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
That's some real human shit. Holy fuck.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
That is a human story, basically. And for Clorind, that is a very, like, if there is ever a point to learn empathy, that is probably be one of these stories that happens right here. And Navia kind of basically worked through that, and she understands why Clorind did that. Even though she's angry at Clorind, she understands why Clorind did that. That's a multiple layered character story that's just not set out loud. It's not broken down. It's just said Navia is mad at Clorind, but also she understands why her father did that. That is a very character moment there.
Afterward, Ms. Cloran told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
That he intended to die in that duel.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me?
That's why she has no hate toward Clorind.
All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
I understand how important this is to you.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
See, this is the problem I have with Genshin. It made me care about it again. Fucking situation.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
You know that Silver and Malice are gonna take care of us. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna end stream now. Because it is nearly 4 o'clock. And, Genshin, why you do this to me, man? How does Genshin do it again? I may have been entirely fucked up with the court stream situation, but god damn it, Genshin made me care again. That's fucked. God damn it, Genshin. How'd they do it again? How'd they do it again? I think about Callus, I think about Navia, I think about the whole situation with Clorind, and I'm like, this shit is fucking me up again. Why did they write? Why does Genshin write the character so well? After this whole time out of Sumeru, who's the writers that took over? God damn it! I appreciate them so much. The court situation was kind of Kind of baked, but it was not that terrible. But the entire story, character situation, I feel like they write their characters a lot better than they write their a lot of story stuff situations. Because I feel like the emphasis about Genshin is the characters. And I'm glad that they make character missions and stuff like that. And they made that the most important thing is that these characters should matter and you should care about them in some way and situation. And they did it. They succeeded. Because I care about Navia. I care about Clorind. I don't even know Clorind. I don't know what her situation is at all. But I understand that she took that the duel with Callus very seriously. She didn't back down. Why do they do this to me? God damn it. Hoyo. That's a you problem? Yeah, probably. I mean, think about Trigger. Think about Soldier 11. They made me care about Soldier 11 again. Because I felt like Soldier 11 was an Anby knockoff. But no. They made me care about Soldier 11. With the last ZZZ update. They made me actually really like Soldier 11 a lot more. And now I want Soldier 11 on my team. But yeah, this whole card system with in Fontaine, honestly, pretty good. I like it. I still don't like well, I'm kind of half and half with Linny. And Lynette, well, I don't blame Lynette for anything. But Linny, he has always cared about his sister. That's a very fair statement, and he did his best that he could. And unfortunately, ended on the Fatui side, and I am not negative with it, but I'm very neutral about it. What else do I want to say? I do really love these character story missions. Because this little information that like kind of exasperates. It's not, that's not even a word. Extenuates the character a little bit more every time. And I appreciate that it happens all the time, but I also hate it because it makes me feel shit. Anyway, I'm gonna take off for today. And I'm gonna stop talking. I have food in the microwave that I'm looking forward to, very much so. So I'm gonna take off for today. I for a quick second thought about playing Ash again as the outro, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Because well, it's just gonna make me feel sad. Anyway, I'm gonna take off for today. I hope you had a nice time. Stream for tomorrow, I think. It's probably gonna be Hogwarts Legacy. That's my general idea, is play some Hogwarts. Either that, or it's gonna be the Oblivion remake that I'm not gonna actually spend money on, because Oblivion is the best game that has been ever made by Bethesda since Fallout 3. Even though Fallout 3 came afterwards. Anyway, I'm gonna take off for today. Alright, bye-bye. Before I start. Pet, what are you doing? He's just a very fuzzy boy. Anyway, I'm gonna take off for today. Alright, bye-bye.